What's up, Star Wars fans? Today I want to talk about The Bad Batch Season 2, Episode 10, Retrieval. As I said in my prediction video, I didn't think Sid was going to be the one to rescue the Bad Batch, and as I also predicted, the title Retrieval is all about the Bad Batch retrieving their home, their ship, the Marauder. The episode starts with Clone Force 99 trying to repair a speeder, and this is when Omega remembers they might be able to track Gonki, which of course she's able to do, and of course Clone Force 99 is also able to repair that speeder and make their way to the small mine and city where Gonki is located. At first I thought it was really silly that Tech didn't think of this first, but on second thought, Omega is the one that has the compassion in the group who would actually care and remember about Gonki, whereas Tech is a little more cold and calculating, and I believe might actually forget that Gonki's on the ship. That said, we're then introduced to our ship thief known as Benny and the local crime boss who's running the mine in the city, Marco. Marco the crime boss gives Benny the droid Gonki as a reward for getting the ship, and therefore the Bad Batch track down Benny and Gonki, and luckily for them, Benny decides he'll help them retrieve their ship. And even though this episode had a little more action adventure than last episode, because the Bad Batch are operating in an Epsium mine, a material that's highly explosive, it means that we don't get any blaster fire, which is a shame because it would have been great to see the Bad Batch taking out many of Marco's different droids. But talking about Marco, Benny and Omega uncover that he's been keeping all the profits of the mine for himself and giving the absolute bare minimum to his workers. So near the end, when Marco discovers that the Bad Batch are trying to steal back their ship, and he has most of his crew confronting the Bad Batch, Benny, the ship thief, reveals that Marco's been keeping all the profits for himself, and Marco's crew promptly turns on him. And with just a little bit of help from the Bad Batch, they're successful. So that's basically what happens in the episode, but what is the point of this episode? I mean, it's not a fun adventure episode, and it certainly didn't have as much emotional impact as the last episode where the Bad Batch were struggling without their crewmate Echo. Well, as I mentioned in my prediction video, I think it's good that we get a win for the Bad Batch. I think this is the first successful mission they've been on this season, if you can call stealing back their own ship a mission. Secondly, it's huge for our overall story that the Bad Batch rescue themselves and didn't need to be rescued by Sid. Remember at the end of last episode, Sid was very resistant to the idea of sending somebody to rescue them, and this should cause a rift between Clone Force 99 and Sid. Obviously, she's not a true friend, and she's just somebody they can't depend on. And this hopefully leads the Bad Batch to understanding that they need to be doing more in the galaxy than running silly missions for Sid, somebody that's not their friend and can't be depended on. And this point is reinforced by the ending of the episode, where Omega reflects on all the injustices that they found in the galaxy, whether those created by the Empire or other folks like Marco the crime boss, and Tech reminds her that there are also many people like the Bad Batch in the galaxy, trying to fight for what's right. I think this connects very well with that theme in Star Wars, that you should always have hope that tomorrow can be a brighter day. And what I'm personally hoping is that the Bad Batch come to understand that that is the role in the galaxy, that they are freedom fighters, that they should be helping people in the galaxy, freeing them from oppression like they did with Marco's crew in this episode. So as a final comment here, I think the episode was a little bit boring, but it certainly gets across those Star Wars themes and has the Bad Batch headed in the right direction. So as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. My name's Mike, and remember, the Force will be with you always.